My dearest Travelista, hey girl, hey, what have you been up to? Listen, I've been over here stressing just a little bit, just a little bit. I am your host, Tyra Andre, and welcome to the podcast. So, in this specific podcast, we're going to be talking about stop stressing about those travel kids that you have giving them the travel bug, and now you stressing about them want to travel. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today. So recently, my niece recently I got on the phone with my niece and I'm like, hey, she needed to borrow a cooler. And so I'm like, well, what do you need a cooler for? She was like, well, we're going to go on a road trip. We're going to go on a road trip, and we're going to go from I didn't find out where she was going until I talked to her this morning. And so I spoke with her, and she was like, oh yeah, we're going to be driving from Florida, and we're going to go to Macon, Georgia. When we leave Macon, Georgia, we're going to go to Tennessee, and we want to go hiking, and we want to jump off cliffs. Oh my gosh, listen, I gave her the travel bug, but she's a little bit too adventurous for me. Like, I love it. I love it. So listen, when she started telling me the things that she wanted to do, the first thing in my head, I'm like, okay, do you have a compass? She's like, no. I'm like, do you have a battery pack for your phone so your phone doesn't go dead? She's like, no. I'm like, how many phones do you have? She's like, I got 3 of them. I'm like, okay, the 2 that are not like, plugged into a service provider, that they can call 911 in an emergency without needing service. She's like, yes. And so I'm just like going through all of these, preliminary questions. Where you going to be at? Can you send me your schedule of where you're going to be at? Granted, she's 21 years old. She's 21, and she's taking my 15-year-old nephew with her. So So that was her. While I was recording this podcast, she actually called. She has reached her destination. But what I was saying was, I was going over some preliminary things with her, like, do you have this? Do you have that? Yes, no, yes, yes. And so, she was saying no to a lot of stuff. So in my head, as the traveling aunt, I'm like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, she's not ready. She doesn't have a lot, but each traveler is different. So like I said, she's taking my 15-year-old nephew with her, and they're going to be hiking, and they're going to they want to jump off a cliff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is adventurous to a whole nother level, because me personally, I don't hike. I'm not with jumping off cliffs and stuff like that. And if I do something crazy, like go out there and hike or something, I will at least have like a compass and I have a backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan. But they're young, and so they're out there living. And so, they're safe. And, I just, I'm stressing out about the children that I have gave the travel bug to. So, you know, I was all at church worried, and, I was like, what, let me just pray about it and let it go. They're in a higher power's hand. There's nothing that I can do about it. This is what they want to do. They love to travel. They want to get out there and be adventurous. And so I do encourage that. I encourage them to go out there and be adventurous, because I'm over here traveling the complete world, just me and my baby. Most of the time it's just by ourselves. So they're seeing me do it, and then now they're doing it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready. But I know that they're going to have an amazing time where they are. And I know that they'll come back in one piece. But it was just really crazy, that I was stressing out about the travel kids that I gave the travel bug to. So it's like, I don't know. Stop stressing about these travel kids that you gave the travel bug to. I mean, if anything, prepare them for what's going to be coming ahead. Like, give them a list. Try this or try that, or if this happens, but then they'll think you're crazy. But to me, honestly, it's like experience. We do this. I travel a lot, so I don't know. I just wanted to come on and say, stop stressing out about those travel kids that you have given the travel bug to, because you raised that whole travel monster, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's pretty much like a testament. I don't know. I can't describe it, but you know, I love the fact that she wants to travel and do different things, but I'm not gonna lie, I was not ready for her to tell me that she's driving clear from Florida to Macon, Georgia. And then, you know, from Macon, Georgia, they're just gonna, you know, get some lunch. And then after they get lunch, they're gonna, you know, travel to Tennessee all by themselves, you know, and then, you know, get an Airbnb and then go hiking. And then, you know, find the cliff to jump off. Oh my gosh, I'm still not ready, but you know, I have faith that they'll be okay. But it's just me saying, you know, preparing myself, you know, to stop stressing about a travel kid that I gave the travel bug to. So that's going to pretty much wrap up this specific podcast. You guys, don't stress out about these travel kids that want to now travel to places, even though, you know, it's not something that you will completely do. They'll be back in a few days. They'll be safe. They'll be sound. You know, pray about it. Let it go. I'm not as stressing as nearly as much as I was earlier this morning, but you know, they're happy, and that makes me happy to know that they're happy, and this is something that they want to do. So it's going to wrap up this podcast. If you guys have any additional comments, just put them in the comments area or shoot me an email at info@mommyandwee travels.com, or you can even shoot me a text message, shoot me a text message at 813-GO1-FLY2. So that's 813-461-3592. Until our very next podcast, bye Travelista, bye.